kind of faces about to crack up. And just, as the reporter said, imagine a new Black Panther Party coming to Ferguson, armed, and milling around to protect people. I don't think that would last for 5 seconds. This is implicit intimidation. They're using African American people to make their point about something that has nothing to do with Michael Brown. It's cynical manipulation of our people's pain. And the police need to make sure that they go away, or if they have the right to assemble, do them just like they do with African American men. Everyone, may I see your driver's license? May I see your identification? If you have a permit to carry, may I see your permit? Imagine they do that to 3 of them. They go.
This feels like a classic example of inequality. It's kind of like right in the face of what folks are already fighting for in that city.
Yeah, Troy, what Dr. J said is right. It's a double standard. If there had been a group of African American men out there with Kevlar vests, with assault rifles out there, and had been quote unquote patrolling the streets, this would not have played out the way it did. And I think it reminds me of the Nevada ranch, the Clive and Bundy ranch situation, where you have some of these right of center groups feeling like they are above the law, or they're above the higher authority of the local, state, and federal government. And African Americans would not be able to approach it that way. That being said, I will say about this teenager who was shot, all the facts are not in. We'll wait to see what facts are in. But even though there's righteous anger, people should be organizing, demonstrating, protesting. It is a dicey proposition to be a teenager out on the street in that protest situation, carrying a firearm for whatever reason.
Right. Danielle, I know you want to chime in.
It's amazing how respectful the police were of the Oath Keepers. And these are people who are armed, who aren't from the area, who come in under the guise they're going to protect the community. But they've had no respect in regards to the peaceful protesters. They've had very little respect over the past year for people who are just peacefully assembling, trying to push back against some of the oppression that's happening in Ferguson.
You know, if you think about the Washington Post report, who was in McDonald's, where he was told to go, then told to leave, he simply went to pick up his laptop or electronic device, and they grabbed him and incarcerated him, let him go, and now when he has a court date coming up,
Yes, he does.
from a year ago. But that's what you call that's patent disrespect, and he's a reporter.
Unarmed people are the threat in Ferguson. There's unarmed people here.
And these folks milling around with all this military yada yada. It's a power play, and it's exploiting what's happening to Black people, and they're using it for their own purposes to make some point that doesn't make a point. So your point about the respect, see, what it says to me is that those Oath Keepers and the police are the same people.
Exactly.
They're brothers and sisters under the skin, and what that really means is that the police have more respect for them. They're supposed to be protected.
We're going to get into much more about Ferguson.